$9. Broadview Security. For your home or business, the next generation of Brinks Home Security. Call now.
Body language segment tonight. 3 interesting situations. We begin with President Obama at a town hall healthcare meeting earlier today.
Can I just say this is another example of how the media ends up just completely distorting what's taking place. What we've said is that if you get an email from somebody that says, for example, Obamacare is creating a death panel, forward us the email and we will answer the question that's raised in the email. Suddenly, on some of these news outlets, this is being portrayed as Obama collecting an enemies list. Now, come on, guys.
Here now, our body language expert, Tonya Reiman. All right, now I'm most interested here in the hand gestures, and he switches the microphone and all that. What did you learn?
Well, one of the things I picked up on was this deferential pullback that he did when he's talking about, give me a break. He pulls his arm all the way back.
There it is.
Yeah, so he does that twice during this segment, and that's unusual. But typically, other than that, I saw some concealed agitation when he's talking about the emails going around. You could see across his lips. And then he did his signature gesture, which is simply, the thumb pressed down into the hand to keep his anchoring into his points.
Okay, when you pull your hand back, as you pointed out, that is trying to engender sympathy, right?
It's like, I don't want trouble.
Right.
I don't want any confrontation here. So he pulls his arm all the way back, almost past his body.
But if he doesn't want confrontation, why is he going after the media? I mean, if you don't want confrontation, you don't go away, you just ignore it.
Well, he doesn't, on a conscious level, you have to face this, but on an unconscious level, it hits hard.
Okay. So basically, he is saying, look, it's all unfair. Give me a break.
Yes, especially when you see the concealed anger.
All right. Now, this anger is not concealed. Here is a protester at the Spector healthcare meeting today. Go.
You have awakened the sleeping giant. We are tired of this. This is why everybody in this room is so ticked off. I don't want this country turning into Russia, turning into a socialized country. My question for you is, what are you going to do to restore this country back to what our founders created according to the Constitution?
Okay. Sincere?
Oh, sure. And what was interesting is there was a blend of happiness and doubt. And you'll see that in the first probably 10 seconds. And what happens is she gets empowered by the group. Watch,
oh, sure. The group's on her side.
Watch the eyebrows now. When she goes in, the eyebrows arch up and then her mouth pulls across.
So she's getting more confident because the crew is with her. But there have been accusations that this stuff is all contrived, and that's why I asked you about
Hear
the
her
sincerity.
voice, the trembling, the hands was shaking. No, this wasn't contrived.
Okay, so this is just a regular...
This woman in particular was truly agitated, yeah.
Okay, because that is a very important part of this whole debate. The other side is trying to say these people are plants, they're zealots, they come in there, they're rehearsed. This woman didn't look rehearsed to me.
No, she wasn't.
She looked very nervous in the beginning.
You can see when that look crosses her face that she's so doubtful of what she's about to say next. She doesn't know how the crowd is going to react. And then they give her the applause and she moves forward.
Senator Spector, who we like, looks like something out of Madame Tussauds. He looks like a wax person.
Yes, right. He does.
He's not moving.
There's a few passive movements. His shoulders hunch up, his eyebrows go up. But other than that, he really didn't do much.
Right. There he is turning. Yeah. Slowly he turned.
What's interesting about that is we typically angle away from people who are trying to confront us.
Look at her. Look at her. So she's still yelling at us.
Yeah, it's snarl, open mouth snarl.
And here's somebody who's a little agitated as well, Secretary of State Clinton.
Wait, you want me to tell you what my husband thinks? My husband is not the Secretary of State. I am. So you ask my opinion, I will tell you my opinion. I'm not going to be channeling my husband.
Woo. Now, first of all, let's take the lean back position in the chair. You don't often see that.
Yes.
All right, so she's back like this, and somebody asked a question, actually it was mistranslated, but we're more interested in her body language, saying what?
Yeah. Here, there's clear frustration is the first thing I see, and as she's pointing to herself. But it turns into aggressive anger. Like she gets really frustrated, moves in, leans forward, and then does that hand gesture, which is, kind of indifference with the, what do you think? What's that? You see how
look at the face.
She waves it away. Oh, yeah, she was truly agitated here. So.
Okay. Now the finger pointing deal. Whoa! There's the double.
Yeah,
there's the double.
But you notice she gave you a palms up double, which is interesting.
A palms up double.
Palms up double. So there's like a combination. There's blends here. But you can tell. I mean, even with the fidgeting, this isn't something she typically does, and she doesn't normally have that expression on her face.
Oh, she looks genuinely teed off.
Yes,
Tonya Reiman, everybody. Thank you, Tonya.
Thank you.
We come right back. Glenn Beck on why General Electric is hurting the nation, and the Beckmeister will